Ooh, an achievement. How cool. Hi everyone, it's Dan. Welcome back to Halo Combat Evolved. It's time for the second mission, called Halo. For whatever reason. I mean, we're actually on the ring itself, so that's, you know, why it's called it.
Are you all right?
Unfortunately, everybody in the escape pod's dead. Except from Chief. Except for Chief. Except for Chief.
There's nothing we can do.
There is one cool thing about Halo's design I just really, really like. This series has probably some of the best, like...
Warning. I've detected multiple
I'm forgetting the
Covenant
word
dropships
right
on
now,
approach.
but
I recommend moving into those
the
hills.
backdrops
We're lucky.
and the
Covenant
skies.
believes that everyone aboard this life will die in a crash.
It's a good example here on this first level where you can actually see the ring just sort of encompassing the background and going around.
Covenant dropship inbound.
I do really like it when you do get to see the rest of the ring in the background. Anyway, new enemies showing up here. Well, at least vehicles. These are Banshees. They are complete bastards. They are equipped with plasma weaponry and also explosives called Banshee bombs. There's an achievement on this level on taking out 3 of 4 Banshees in this level. I don't get that achievement in this level because there's two sets of Banshees in 2 different areas. There's 2 in this one, but only one of them comes after you. Then there's 2 more later on, but it's really a gamble on if they're going to come after you or not. And that is a Covenant dropship. You can't destroy them in this game for whatever reason. I'm not entirely sure why that is the case. You can destroy them in Halo Wars, but, you know, not here. And it's sort of another rule in Halo 2 where, like, they replace the dropships with the Phantoms. You can't destroy the Phantoms in Halo 2, but you can destroy them in Halo 3. I guess the extra processing power of the 360 let them actually blow them up. So, this little area we're in here, on Legendary Solo, not fun, because this is sort of a holdout area where you're going to be dealing with a whole bunch of waves of Covenant coming in.
We're scattered all over this valley.
Hi, Johnson.
We called for evac, but until you showed up, I thought we
no,
were
it's
cooked.
not. I'm thinking of a different area.
Don't worry, Sergeant. We'll stay here
Yeah,
until evac
yeah, it's another area, and
I got a Covenant dropship heading in.
we'll save that tidbit for later. But yeah, as for Legendary, as an addendum to what I said last part, a friend and I have been going through Halo on Legendary. We finished up Combat Evolved, I think, a few days ago, and we're slowly but surely making our way through Halo 2, which, as some people are aware of, is well known to being a pain in the ass, especially on co-op, because here's what they do on co-op. So, if you're playing co-op, obviously if the surviving player is not in combat or being harassed by enemies, then they can respawn. On Halo 2 Legendary Co-op, they decided to link both players' lives together, so if one of you dies, both of you get sent back to the checkpoint, which makes it even more difficult than before because both of you have to lock the fuck in. Now, as for some of the enemies we've seen, you've noticed the shielded enemies. Those are the Jackals, the Kigyar. They they're another lower ranked member of the Covenant. They get into a lot of fights with the Grunts. They're technically responsible for the Grunt Rebellion because they, as I said last part, they poisoned their food because the Grunts were taking up too much space. But yeah, that's really what this whole part just amounts to, is just fending off the waves of Covenant when they drop in. You can the part will continue if all of the Marines do die. So there's a strategy on Legendary, which we didn't do, because why would we? We didn't care. Oh. I forgot about that. But yeah, the strategy for this mission on Legendary, just to sort of speed run through it, is to just... After this bit, we're going to have to go and rescue 3 groups of Marines as their life pods just sort of fall onto the ring. And the way to speed through it is to actually kill off the Marines. Which, okay. I mean, it speeds it up, but, you know, kind of a dick move. Anyway, this is the Needler. As you can see, it fires purple pinkish needles. It's one of the more unique weapons in Halo. It fires these purplish pinkish needles that embed in an enemy. And when there's enough of them, they explode. Like, they explode, basically. And it's basically a guaranteed kill. And I think that was in...
This is Pelican Echo 419. Anybody reading me? Repeat. Any UNSC personnel respond. Roger, Echo 419. This is Fire Team Charlie. We read you. Is that you, Fohammer?
Oh, Fohammer.
Roger, Fire Team Charlie. Good to hear from you.
I do like a lot of the
Transportation to the command shuttle.
the supporting cast of
I'm
Halo,
on my way.
which
Look,
it's
they're
not
life force.
really.
They're coming in
The
fast.
cast of the game is kind of small in terms of like named characters,
Right on top of them.
but they're all memorable.
Major Warthog.
You know.
The Master Chief and I are going to see if we can save some soldiers. Roger, Cortana. Okay, Charlie Team, Warthog deployed. Saddle up and give them hell.
All right, it's time for one of the most iconic vehicles in the franchise, which is saying a lot. This is the Warthog. In this game, it comes equipped with a giant Gatling gun located on the back. As for how it controls, well, it's very bouncy. And why am I running back here? I kind of forgot, actually. Is it health? I think so. Oh no, it's just pistol ammo. As I do that. I mean, it's normal. It's still like the beginning of the first level, of the second level anyway. So, interesting thing to note about the engine that Halo uses. At least for later entries, I don't know the names of them. I know that Infinite uses Slipstream, I think is the name. And again, I'll throw them up on
This cave is
screen.
not a natural formation.
But
Someone
Halo
built it,
1's
so it
engine
must lead something.
was called Blam.
I've had
And there's
to
only
have my
another
battle.
game that I know of that
Chief
uses the
wants
Blam
to talk to
engine,
the data on unencrypted
which was
channels.
Stubbs the Zombie.
You should show them who they're dealing with.
Which I don't
Master
think...
Chief, I'm going to use your
I don't think a
ship's
lot of
trans-
people... Well, don't I look like a fucking dumbass? People
Use
actually
your
like know about
transbox
Stubbs the Zombie. Like,
chatter.
I know about it. I've never played it. I'd love to play Stubbs the Zombie one day. But again, I just don't own it. Yeah, I'm just driving a little, yeah, you see there, just sort of fishtails very easily. And, I killed somebody. That poor Marine was only about 2 days left till retirement. There's also an achievement in Anniversary where you have to beat the mission without going on a single vehicle. And to clear that gap, you have to grenade jump, which can be a little difficult.
More of them.
Because you actually need to grenade jump to get some of these skulls they added in Anniversary.
More where that came from.
And it took me a lot of tries to get the timing right on a few of those skulls. I don't get them in this playthrough because I wasn't really focused on getting skulls. And again, I wanted to show off the original graphics. So, because of that, the skulls don't appear, and neither do the terminals, which are another thing they added in Anniversary as a way to tie into the, at the time, upcoming release of Halo 4. It's weird to think that Halo 4 is, like, I think 13 years old? I think it came out in 2012? Let me actually double check on that. Oh, look at... Yeah, November 6th, 2012. Look at me, actually looking stuff up while I'm recording instead of putting it in text. Holy shit. You're improving, Dan. You're getting better at this. Maybe. Who knows? Yeah, I only show off the Anniversary graphics a few times over the course of the playthrough. At least if there's something I want to show off. I do accidentally press the button one time in a later mission down the line, but you could look at it as an example of sort of a stark difference between the two.
The captain really gave them hell.
A lot of folks don't really like the graphical style of Combat Evolved Anniversary for a few reasons. One of which is that it's sort of a combination of Halo 3 and Halo Reach's assets sort of cobbled together. Like, I know for a fact that the Covenant use, I think, Reach models, especially the elites. It's very obvious to tell that they're from Reach. Cortana's model is from Halo 3. I know that also. And also, it sort of brightens the entire game. Like, as you probably noticed, like, even outdoors here, the indoor sections of Combat Evolved are very dark, which is why they do give you a flashlight.
Maybe they took cover in that structure.
But in Anniversary, you don't really need to use the flashlight, and it's an example. There are at least a few missions that I can point to where using the flashlight is mandatory. One of them is the next mission, Truth and Reconciliation, and the other one is the library. Now, as for what I was talking about earlier, about one of the sort of sections of this level, this is the one. So, when Anniversary was released, it came with a code for the Halo Reach Anniversary DLC, which includes a few maps from, I think it was a few maps from Combat Evolved that they remade in Reach, as well as a bonus firefight map, which is this little segment of the Halo ring. And when I didn't have Xbox Live, when I first got Anniversary, I played the absolute shit out of Firefight on this map. I think I primarily played the Grunt variant, which is just entirely grunts. And it had the birthday party skull on, so every time you would get a headshot, there'd be confetti, and children would shout in joy.
I've called for an evac.
Roger that.
It is one of the more comedic
Assemble for
skulls.
evac. Pronto.
I'll clear over here.
But yeah, luckily this segment is probably the easiest of the. I say like they're difficult, but unlike the other ones, you don't have to deal with Covenant dropping in to the area. Like it's just clear the area out, and then Foehammer will drop in. The other two, you will have Covenant dropping in, and we'll have to fend them off.
Show me what you got.
So when
How about some of this?
that guy, just like, show me what you got. So when dealing with the Jackals, since they have those energy shields up,
Echo 419
there's a few ways to deal with them.
Come in.
One is
We read you,
obviously
Echo
using
419. We have
Covenant
survivors that need
weapons to
immediate
get rid of the
dust
shield and then take them out that way.
On my way.
Another way is to aim at the right side portion of the shield, where that little opening is. Well, I know it's the left side of the shield, technically, if you're the one holding it, but it's our right, so basically, just shoot at the opening of the shield, and you'll knock them down a little bit, and then it'll open them up, and it makes it easier. For a second, I almost thought Foehammer was about to press the Warhawk. But no, she didn't. Thank you.
Oh man. There it is.
So yeah, you can see the gunner aiming up in the sky. You can also hear the Banshees too. Or he can just get killed. That will also work too. I've had some cases where they just either don't spawn or they just ignore me entirely. Of course, this is the last spat of bad luck I get in the first few missions. There's another one in the next mission. Not the next mission, but a few missions down the line, which I'll note.
There's some Marines hiding in the hills above the structure.
I've been giving some thought regarding
Nice to see you, sir.
the
You're a
upload
sight for
schedule,
sore eyes, Chief.
thinking,
We're in a
you
bad
know,
way.
maybe I should
We
upload
got
more.
wounded here.
I'll call in a
But the only
dropship to
reason
pick
that
them up.
it's once a week is because, unfortunately, life finds a way, and I get busy. I work 2 jobs, so I work 6 days a week. So this is, I'm recording this on on the Sunday that I uploaded part 1 of Combat Evolved. So, really, Sunday is the only day of the week in which I have the ability to pretty much do anything outside of days outside of when I'm home from work. So what I do want to talk about sometimes if there's something important in the industry at the moment, you know, I'd like to talk about that, but because it's once a week, then that means that what I say will be out of date, because things happen very fast, because, you know, this is the internet where new things happen every single second, and you can just miss out. So, I mean, I've been thinking, but I at least want to, I've been waiting to, leave one job, and when that does happen, I was thinking of doing, you know, a little bit more, because then I'll have a bit more free time to actually do more things. Alright, moving away from personal stuff, what you just saw me using was the game sniper rifle. 4 rounds in the magazine. I don't really remember how many you have in reserve. I think they give you 60 in the next mission, but I think the maximum is technically 24. That does sound right, because I think they're all like divisible by something. Like the assault rifle is divisible by 10. Same with the pistol. So the sniper rifle is considered what they call a power weapon in multiplayer. So they want to, you know, they want to limit the ammo that way. But yeah, when I say I can get away with a lot of stuff using mouse and keyboard and a controller, the sniper rifle is a clear example of that. You know, you're not bound by control sticks. You know, you have the, yeah. It's, at least for me, using the sniper rifle with controller is very difficult. Especially in multiplayer, obviously. But here in campaign, you know, I'm a quick scoping machine.
Mom thought I was gonna be a doctor. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Johnson's alive. Yeah, get used to seeing him pop up every now and then. It's kind of funny because Johnson's actually, it's really sort of a thing that happens throughout the entire series, is that, like, you'll just have major characters, at least major supporting characters, which is kind of an oxymoron, but bear with me, just sort of show up and then accidentally get killed, and then they'll just be showing up again. Sort of unintentional comedy. But yeah, one thing about the jackals that they tend to do is, you see how you'll note that sometimes you'll see a little greenish glow around them, or at least where they're standing. That's a sign that they are actually charging up the plasma pistol. And the thing about charged plasma shots, at least with the charged plasma, you know what I mean. The thing about the charged plasma pistol is that if it hits you, it takes out your shields entirely, which works for you, and it works on enemies as well. The sniper rifle scope in Combat Evolved always looked a little weird compared to, like, it's less a scope and more like a shortwave radio transmitter they just decided to put on top of the rifle, if you really think about it. the whole thing about the Spartan HUD is that all the weapons have like some sort of, I think they all have some sort of link to the system, which then drops the targeting reticle on their visor. But like, again, the scope just looks really weird in this game. Halo 2 is a more traditional scope, which is something they do with the scope in Halo 2 that I do really like, is that it has like a little zoomed in screen of where it's where you're facing. I do like that little detail, but here in Halo 1 it's just a waveform and weird little circle. But yeah, once you hear the music, you're basically near the end. It's just this last group. And that bastard hit me. He will pay. Fashionably late to the party.
That's the last of them. Roger that. I'm on my way.
New traffic on the Covenant BattleNet. I found Captain Keyes. He's being held on a Covenant cruiser.
You know, that's another thing about Halo's world building.
Ship I disabled.
Why do the ship names go unreasonably hard? Like, you've got the Pillar of Autumn. You've got the Truth and Reconciliation, which is a part of the Fleet of Particular Justice. You've got the Amber Clad from Halo 2. The Spirit of Fire from Halo Wars. Like, you know the gif of the guy sitting at the table writing and fire is coming out of his pen? I feel like that's what was going on when Joe Staten was, like, writing all of this stuff. And yeah, I know Bungie didn't make Halo Wars. Just let me have this one.